Hi all. Okay, hopefully time for an allied impulse, but we'll see. If it gets complex, we might not have. Okay, here we go. Okay, 12 core. They are. Oh yeah, the unit's just down. Okay. Nothing to deploy, and if it comes to it, nothing to expedite. It's just 8 core and 3 core units. At least I think that's what it is. Two big chunky stacks, but I think they're all the same. Yeah, I tend to separate them into their cores, even though it kind of can be messy to set up. Yeah, so right. Well, I think we checked before for out of contact here. So, but okay, I should check for out of contact redeployment first. And then it could repair a couple of units. Nothing I can see jumping out that's damaged though, so it might just go for an activation. I'll have a look for it out of contact first. Okay, yeah, I looked about. None of their units are out of contact. Like I say, there's nothing to expedite. There's no reserve units coming in the next day, and none of the units have taken any hits. So, that's third core, isn't it? Both third core units. Yeah. So we're going to activate all units in the core, and that one there can take an IP. So we're good to go. So let's get the 3 allied action cards. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we get. Okay, got a couple of offensive ones. So we've got major offensive, advance, and move. Okay, this is this kind of stuff the British units wanted, I think, advance and move and whatever. But okay, let's have a look and see what's what then. Okay, so major offensive first, strength of unit stack and other active units greater than. Remember, it's greater than, Grant, not just greater than or equal to. Approximate German unit stack. So, and we're going up the way. So this is the lowest selector number we've got. Unit 2, and I suppose just looked at this guy initially and thought, well, he can get proximate. He's already proximate. That's 7 against 3, which is greater than 2 times, but he is going to get a boost. That's a non-VP town, so it's going to be 7 against 4. But and then notice this guy can go 1, 2, 3. So that's 10 against 4, which is greater than 2 times. So yeah, so we have the situation. I'm not necessarily saying that this will be the target, but I think that's the best way to do it, as satisfy the situation with one and then look at maybe the other options. So then you can move away from the situation and find out what the action is, and whether that's the best way to do it or not, I don't know, but I'm feeling like it is, I think. So, all active units proximate to strongest qualifying. So this is now where we need to look about, because it's looking for strongest qualifying. But so, right, I'm gonna have a wee glance just in case, because we've actually got these units up here too. These are active as well. Remember, it's the whole 12 core. So there is potential for this. They could drop into there. These 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you can get up there as well. These 2 units could get up to attack here. Whether we're still going to get 2 times or not, but I'll have a wee look and I'll not bore you with that on camera. Yeah, I believe this is going to be the target. Did have a look. It's 3 2 strength units. It's in a forest as well, which is what gets him out of it, because his situational strength is going to be 7 rather than 6, and this is 3 6. This would be 9 13. So if it wasn't in the forest, it would be 13 to 6, which would be greater than 2 times, but because he's in the forest, it's 13 to 7. So not quite. And yeah, that's only one that they can all share from there. Yeah, this is too much. Yeah. 5 6 7. Yeah, because I need to be getting this unit to be able to attack this. And if these 2 can only help with this. So, yeah. Yeah, okay, so this is 4 7 10 against 4. So that is greater than 2 times. So this is our strongest qualifying. So, move to target and attack. All active units proximate to strongest qualifying move to target and attack. So we're first of all going to move this. 1 2 3 4 5. So you can go in here or here. No. Oh yeah, you can. 1 2 3 4 5. So yeah, you can go. He's got a choice of 3 hexes there. So we'll look at good old 10.63, I think it is. I'm starting to remember the numbers. That's how long we've been playing. That's it. Yeah, some of you are probably saying, well, you should be able to remember what the priorities are as well, Grant, which is probably true, but I always like to check. I've had a beer in the night as well, so that's allowed. So it's empty hex and then most movement points. So that's 1. Yeah, well that's actually 4 to get in there. But it's 1 2 3 4 5 to get in there, I think. 1 2. And it's only 2 to get into that hex. Well, that's not empty anyway, so he's want to pick one of the empty ones. 1 2 3. Yeah, he can't go right in there. He's using up his full movement to get in there. So, oh yeah, and we don't even need to worry about the line because this is just protect VP hex. Major offensive. Yeah, I remember this one's quite nasty, isn't it? Ooh, okay. Right, so he loses his IP, but he goes 1 2 3 4 5 and attacks here. So then other active units that are proximate is only these 2 guys. Oh no, wait, this guy's got 6 movement. Is he off camera? He is. Right, that's it. Yeah, we forgot about this bad boy, the cavalry unit down here. Because he can go. Oh no, he can't. There's zone of control there. Maybe he's not then. 1. Yeah. No, he's not. Because this German unit is zone of control in this hex, he can't just stroll right through that. Or he would have been able to get up there, I think. 1 2 3 4. Yeah, he would have. Okay, so it's just the 2 infantry units from the 5th Division then. Oops. So Unit 11's first. Well, he's adjacent already and he's not stacked with anything, so he just attacks. And then this guy can go 1 2 3. I think that's what he's going to do, isn't it? Because he's wanting an empty hex. He can't reach any of them. So 1, 2, 3. Yes. Okay, but it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse for that guy. So that's all the active units that are proximate. So then we move on to other proximate units in the same army. Reinforce. Ouch. Okay, so it does just seem to be these only 2 infantry units. Well, that's probably more than enough. Yeah, there's nothing else. So, what have we got? 12 and then 13. So 12's going to try and... No, that's a forest hex, so Grant. So... Yeah. So it's not... 1, 2... Yeah, so we can't get to any of the A3 hexes. Oops. Knocking things down. So he can only go to one of the 3. So he's wanting most movement then. So that's a 1. That would be a 2. And actually that's a 3. So 1, 2, 3, I think. And then the next, well, hang on. First empty hex, then the most movement points, then the fewest allied units. So, although you would think he would maybe want to split this up and go here, he doesn't. He wants to use up the most movement, and that's going in here as well. So 1, 2, 3. Yep. Yeah, and I don't think there's any other units from the army that are proximate. So then all out of contact units in the same corps redeploy to attack. Well, yeah, we checked out of contact and there was no units in 12 corps that were out of contact. And it was the whole corps this time. I remember making a slight mistake with that before that part of it. Because it does say in the same corps. Yeah, it says in the same corps, and I had a division, didn't I? And then I didn't check the corps, I just checked the division. But we did check the whole corps that time, and none of the units were out of contact. And they still are not. So that's not going to happen. So that's him finished with all the units he's involving. So if greater than or equal to 5 steps or attack and break off at A2, well, yes, that is the case. Yeah, so break off at A2. He's getting tank battalion and artillery off the card, and then we'll draw another card for him. Zero power. Damn it. Oh, yeah. Okay. So he's getting air power as well. Sorry, I'm making a mess here. So what are the odds going to be then? So 3, 6, 9, 12, 16. He's got tank battalion, so that's 17. 17 to 3. Okay, the tank battalion's not helping him then. 17 to 3 is 5 to 1, isn't it? Yep. He's getting 5 to 1 odds. his chip pools are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's 3 combat tactics, so it's 8 chip pools. Right, now we see if we want to play a card. Okay, let me think. I don't think we've got nothing to play here. I mean, the only card we can play is the 6 Panzer Army card for any combat tactic. But maybe we should have a look. I mean, I could play. No, I can't play combat engineers, can I? Because I'm in a town. I could play it for Panzer Battalion. So that would bump me to 4. I've got armour anyway, but it would bump me to 4. What did I say? He was 17 to 4. It dropped the odds to 4 to 1. And that's using an army card though, isn't it? And the fact he's playing artillery and air power doesn't encourage me to try and match it. Yeah, nah, I'm going to go with this. It's not... Now here we are, where are these guys? They're here. This is our supply trace. I mean, they're closed in a bit there. So it's... Yeah, it's not great, but... We've got a force coming down here though, so if things do happen, we could come down and challenge some of this. That's quite a force, but... Okay, let's go with what we've got. So, 5 to 1 odds, maximum of 8 chip pools, minimum of 2. So, let's get the 2. Okay, so a reasonable start. Defender elite, no, but he's not green either, so that's good. For a city, I was kind of thinking terrain chits might be good for me, you know, because I'm in a town in the woods, but we've got Forest City, and then it would just as well, wasn't in Broken, because it's one of the D ones for the Broken. Okay, so what did I say is going to break off at A2? I think he needs 1, 2. I think he needs D4 to eliminate. Oh no, he needs D5 to eliminate me because we're in a town. So anyway, right, one at a time now. Okay. Okay, so that does apply. 1 hit each. He's still not going to break off at that though. So next chip. Okay, it's starting to go his way now. Large attack in the front, but he's got air power. So he's at D2. Okay, it's starting to hurt. D3. Okay, my words were when I drew that, you're having a laugh. Mind you, I've seen it so many times, that G2 allied air power. And just have a look, I know we were wondering about the air power chits. The priority on that side's for the allied air power. That's a large attack on the front. The actual priority for this one is German air power. So, but I didn't have the choice to play it. Yeah, sorry, distracted there again, but maybe trying to avoid the the taking of it. Yeah, so it does have German air power as a priority there, but anyway. So we're smashed by the air power again. Really bad. Been hit by that quite a lot, haven't we? So D5, like I said, it's 1 hit to soak the town up, but retreat, and another 2 hits, and this 9th Panzer unit, we lost a step from the other 2 in the combat we had ourselves. This guy's just taken right out. Yeah, brutal. Okay, but we do get one hit on him, so this is a stack with the most steps, and this is selector number 13. So he takes the hit. And we'll see about advance after combat. Okay, so first unit to check is mechanised, the armoured unit. With selector number 2, he's following the secondary forward arrow. He's also going into a town, which is both the same. So secondary forward route or towns are 1 to 8, you'll advance. I'll just roll this off camera as usual. Rolled a 10, so not. That's a bit of a bonus to us, I think, because he would have been able to advance the second X. Okay, so then we've got 11. That's a primary, isn't it? Yeah, it's primary arrow, so that's an automatic, so he will move in and take that town. Then this unit 12 is primary and is a unit already advanced. So he'll advance on 1 to 7. Rolled a 9. Okay, and the last one's 13. Well, that's other route. Somebody's already advanced, so he won't. And then the last unit's a bracketed unit, so he won't. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, it's worded a bit differently. That I think we talked about that before. If there was 2 bracketed units, they count as 1 and they would advance. I don't think he tries to advance on his own, even if there's somebody else already in there. I don't think so. I think that's right. Okay. Well, that wasn't so good. So that was us checking 12 core unit selector number 2. The next ones are going to be the infantry units up here to check for the major offensive anyway. Now, no, you know what? No, it is worth a look. I've just seen something. So we'll have a look at the guys. Yeah, so this is selector number 8, it's next in line. And he's stacked with another unit as well. So we've got 6 strength. He can move into here for 1. Across this bridge for 2. Starting to wonder about the bridges, but I don't think anything has come across. Yeah, because Welling's still German controlled as well, so yeah. Okay, so he can go 1, 2 into there, and he's got 6 strength against 2, and there's no modifiers to that situationally. So 6 against 2 is 3 to 1, so that is greater than 2 to 1. So satisfies the situation. Strongest qualifying, I think that's all he can get to. Yeah, because these stacks are all too strong for him alone. Yeah. Okay. So, going to move to target and attack. Well, yeah, they can only get to this hex. So unit selector number 8 is going to go 1, 2, and attack. And there's Buddy. Now there's no other active units proximate to that. No, there's not. So yeah, he can only do the same. He can only get into that one hex. So then we'll look at other proximate units in the same army. Reinforce. Unfortunately this time it's all first army units that are close by. This guy's from the third army, but I don't want. Yeah, he can't reach. Yeah, no, I can't reach. And then all out of contact units, same core, redeploy to attack. So we've already went over that, and there's none. So it's just the two guys on their own. So if greater than 5 steps, I've only got 4 steps. So we're going to break off at A1. And they were meant to protect VP hex, but they weren't in a VP hex. Right, okay, a couple of things happened there which I blanked over. That becomes now an allied town, and they crossed that bridge, so that's an allied bridge again. Yeah, so we're going to break off at A1. Their odds are 6 against 2. He's just in a broken hex. So 6 against 2, so 3-1 odds. Oh yeah, forgetting about tank battalion, of course. Well, that could help them actually because they're only infantry. So it's 7 against 2, so still 3-1 odds, but they do bring armour to the battle. And I'll draw the card for them. Okay, well, glad I got that out of the way. In a way, it does give them air power again, so but it's another one of the units that it's not nice to say, but I'm not really that bothered about it. But I suppose these are all sort of bumps in the road, aren't they? That's not a very nice way to put it, Grant. Okay, so it's going to get air power as well as artillery and tank battalion. Right, so 3-1 odds, 1, 2 chip draws, and another 3 for the combat tactics, so 5 chip draws. I've got a better feeling about this one. I think this guy's going to sort them out. So we have the option to play a card again. And we choose not to again. Yeah. So minimum of 2, maximum of 5, 3-1 odds. I'll get the 2. Right, they're down here. Space issues again. I could zoom out a little bit, I guess. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I drew this one first, only attacker armour, and I was like, oh, we're okay, but I was forgetting about tank battalion, so yeah, and we are only infantry, so that does count. Attacker elite, no they're not, but they're not green, so yeah, he's still wanting more, so he's going to draw one at a time now. Yeah, air power again, that's something that's quite a common chit. I think you don't see it early on in the game because they don't play it early on. But again, this must be a historical thing. I think there was a lot of air power in the RAF or whatever. Had control of the skies, I think, so it's probably accurate to that. However, it's rather annoying. So we've got D2. What is it going to be for me? Take me out here. Yeah, I'm not surrounded, am I? So it's like retreat, retreat. Yeah, it's D4 he needs to hit me, take me out. So I'm going to draw some more. Okay, that one was better. It was 91 on the front. Less than 41 in the back, though, was an A1. And he was breaking off at A1. So he's going to stop there. Yep. So 2 hits to me and 1 hit to him. So yeah, we've got to retreat here. So that satisfies 1 hit. Now we do have the choice to take a hit and sit there. Or we can retreat. Well, it's got to be into that hex because of the sort of restrictions that you've got. So I could sit there and take a hit beside that guy, or move into there, stay, and then be dispersed. That does still seem like the better idea, doesn't it? It's not likely that I'm wanting to do anything with the guys, and that guy's in between, so yeah, I'll retreat the second hex and become dispersed. Okay, so they need to take 1 hit. There's only 2 units. He's a 10, so he takes the hit. And advance after combat. That's a secondary arrow. Yeah. So the secondary arrow is a 1 to 8. Yeah, rolls a 5. So he advances. And then we're at that situation again with the bracketed unit. Yeah, and it says lone unit with no zone of control. I think yeah, the wording of that still concerns me a little bit, but this case says he is on his own. I think what I'm talking about is when he's stacked with something else and it says lone unit with no zone of control. It makes me wonder if, as long as something else is there that's got zone of control, he might still advance, but if somebody knows that one for sure, let me know. Okay, that's that attack done. So what we got left of 12 core, we've got, there's still a couple of units left. Not quite sure they're up for a major offensive, but I'll show you where they are. Okay, and I've actually jumped the gun here. No, this is selector number 4. So he should have been considered before the 2 infantry units, but not before this. So it's not as if they could have came and helped. So he would have been on his own, and he's not greater than 2 times anything, and he's not getting anything that can support him, so we're okay with that. I think we had the case, we looked at this guy before actually. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, because he can get around there and then be... Oh, no. That was 3 to 1, wasn't it? So he might be able to do that this time. Because this guy is a 2. Oh, no, he's not. Maybe it was. Maybe it was the same situation. Because he gets a +1 for being in the town. 1, 2, 3. So it'd be 3 against 2, which is not greater than 2 times. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I was thinking about there. However, we've got an attack to come. I think it was. So they only have 2 units. Oh no, it wasn't. It was advance, right? Okay. So unit stack not in a zone of control of a supplied German unit. Well, unit 12 on here is, but he's not the first one to consider. This is the cavalry unit is the first one to consider. And he is not in a zone of control of a supplied German unit. And his only worry is protecting VP hit. I know I shouldn't be looking at that yet, but I like to. Unit stack not in zone control. Well, actually, the situation's satisfied, isn't it? So move to unoccupied VP hex. Nope. If none, move to unoccupied proximate German town city. Nope. If none, move adjacent to nearest proximate German unit. So we've got 1, 2, 1. 1, 2. So this is the nearest proximate German unit. So he's going to move to here. Wants to go, and it's the same thing, isn't it? Empty hex, most movement points. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that looks like it's going to go here, isn't it? Ooh. That doesn't look very clever move, does it? There's no other restriction on the card. I bet move, yeah. I noticed that before. Advance is it's an offensive action, obviously. But move does exactly the same thing, but you have to avoid surround and preserve the line, as well as protect VPX, whereas advance only has protect VPX. So I'm pretty sure if it was move going in there, I would like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, because he's in danger of surround moving in there, but he doesn't care about that, so that's fine. Let me just check something. Yeah, I think that's right. 4 movement into there, 1 movement into there, 5 movement into there. It looks a bit strange, but you know what? They just beat me up, so... Yeah, some of these moves can look a bit strange, but then it balances out with some of the other things. I'm moving this away, am I right in doing that? Yeah, because Unit 12 is adjacent to a supplied German unit. So, and that's the only unit we've got left, and this does the same thing. Unit stat not adjacent to a supplied German unit, which he is. So it isn't going to apply. That's the last unit. Is he going to build an IP? No, he's in a town, so... Sorry, I'm looking at this guy down here. He's the last unit, so he's in a town already, so he can't build an IP. And that's that core being activated. So, yeah, that wasn't the best for us, but these things are going to happen. No VPs lost, so yeah, I'm still going to get a few more impulses before the end of the day, and we're not going to win. I think we needed more than 50, and we've got 44, so we're going to have to grind on to another another day, I think. And then we get that big stack of reserves. Oh, it's going to go right to the wire, isn't it? I think. I still feel quite confident we can get the win, but it's going to be the lowest win you can get. But yeah, I'm still quite enjoying it. Right, this is going on far too long. I'm getting tired. I'm a little bit tipsy as well, if you might have noticed. But so I'll call it a night. I'll tidy things up there. We'll be back with German Impulse next, but that won't be until the next session anyway. Okay, guys. Cheers for now. Hi all. Right, don't have enough lot of time tonight. It's quite late. Just in from work, but thought I'd have another German Impulse. How much further we'll go after that, I don't know. And I'm wanting to activate the second SS, but I've still got the 6 Panzer Army card, and there's always a scare of them drawing they drew a no command recently for a combat tactic, but I think if I'm right, I think there's 3 of them in the deck. I mean, I know the deck's quite big, but so I wonder if I should use a 6 Panzer Army card to activate them. Hang on. Nah, you know what, after thinking about that, I think I'll just take my chances with that. If I happen to lose a 6 Panzer Army card, then so be it, but okay, so I'm going to play this and activate the second SS. Right, and I still think this guy's just going to sit there. And we've got the 2 units up here. I'm probably going to bring them back. Just hoping that the first SS is capable of holding Verviers. I mean, I've not touched Verviers, and they've got 11 strength. And remember, that gets doubled when they're defending. I mean, that's a tall order for the Allies, I think, isn't it? Even to satisfy the situation to go and attack it, I think. It's unlikely. Okay, but the main thing is these 2 units here, and try to bring supply back to this guy. So I'm going to move them. I think I might move 1 into here and 1 into here, maybe. That's a bit silly. I maybe should keep them together. Okay, first of all, let's move these 2 guys. So 2 into the Broken Hex, 3, 4. I think ending up in that town is quite a good idea. So beside this other guy, and if I did want to start thinking about other things, they're on the road. They could strategic move, or they could get cheeky if we wanted to consider. 2 pawns there. I mean, it's a victory point hex, but remember it's stacked pretty heavily with 7 strength, armoured, elite infantry, forest, town, victory point town. So it's probably unlikely I'm going to bother about that. So okay, so these other 2 units. One, 2, 3, right. I like the thought of 1 in there because it's in the forest and it's across the river. It's not sure if I should split them up and put this guy in here or not. I mean, why am I concerned about that? Yeah, not really. I mean, I think it's probably safe enough to put them both into there, isn't it? Because another thought could be putting one of them into here and surrounding that guy. We still have the 53rd Corps card, but then I think I'm going to want an assault coordination, and that assault coordination's on that card, so hang on. Nah, I think I should keep these together. I mean, I think this could be a wee bit cheeky and maybe ask for a bit of trouble. This is going to be in a clear hex, and I think if I get the chance to possibly move this, or I did start thinking, use the 6th Panzer Army card on these guys maybe, because it's them I wanted to try and help with this situation down there. To be honest, the 53rd guy, I wanted to move him further south. So just wonder if I could go a Kampf group. I'm not going to pick up the guys though, am I? Right, okay, I'll just put these guys there in the forest, I think. I think that's safer. Yeah, so that's all I'm going to do. Yeah, okay. So that'll be that. That's the second SS activated this impulse. Right, and we'll see what the last card is in the deck. See what we've got. Oh, okay. Oh, that's annoying. I wish I'd known that was coming. It's got a reinforced battle though. Can always repair as well. Okay, that's not awful though, to be honest there. I don't think I would want to move them again though, this turn. So I think all I would be doing would be either repairing or using it for the reinforced battle maybe. Yeah, that's not terrible though. Okay, so that's impulse over. So that's us got no cards left in the draw pile. Right, well I can push on for an allied impulse because that was reasonably quick. Let's see what we get. Oh no. Oh, I asked for that, didn't I? I asked for that. Okay, so they get the air power event again, and they've no units that are out of supply or isolated. The only thing, yeah, they've just got a low supply unit. So Straffen runs again, I'm afraid. So I've got to discard a card with the highest CV, and well, as I mentioned earlier, it's going to be this. And then this goes into my hand. Yeah, and because of the, I can't remember the rule. They get to draw another card anyway, because that was the first card we drew of their impulse. So, right, 5th Corps. It's the actual full corps this time. Nothing to deploy. And there's never been any possibility of them redeploying out of contact. To be honest, there's a chance there's nothing out of contact, to be honest. You know what, even if there was, there's nothing, that's their core boundary there. There's nothing German units are proximate to in there. We do have this hex, but it's adjacent. It needs to be a 5 or a 6, doesn't it? Yeah. So yeah, they might be out of contact because they're quite a big stack there, but no, I don't think there's anywhere they could redeploy to though. Yeah, okay, so expedite core reserves, that's not going to happen. So replacement points, don't think that's going to happen either. Well, I'll have a look. Yeah, they're all full strength. I think they might have got repaired sometime before. So we're going to try and activate them, but we're not getting our simple IP because these guys have all got an IP already, and this one can't build one because he's in a town. So we'll need to check the other conditions. Yeah, so I was looking at out of contact is 1, and to be honest, this is, although it's 2 5th Corps units, the bottom unit's a 7 Corps unit, but they all add up to 5 steps and 8 strength, and that is a condition for out of contact, as in all communication not surrounded, is the lowest numbered unit in a stack containing at least 5 steps or 8 strength points. So that's a condition to activate the core. The other one is a simple 2-to-1 strength advantage against a proximate German unit stack, including strengths of other allied units proximate to the target. So I'm pretty sure, I mean, it says simple strength. I think that's just basically the numbers, isn't it? Yeah, that is just a simple 2-to-1 with the numbers. I think maybe what I was thinking was, does it still not consider going across the river? Because you're going to get half strength there, but I don't think it does. I think the definition of it, I had to look up a couple of questions were posted because it don't actually think it mentions the definition of simple strength, unless I've missed it. So it's just basically 2-to-1. I mean, this here is a 7-to-2, so there's a 2-to-1, you know. And you include all other proximate allied units, no matter where they're from. What am I trying to find now? I'm getting muddled up here. Yeah, including strengths of other allied units proximate to the target. It just says other allied units, so I mean, bear in mind, I suppose, maybe none of these units, this guy, yeah, they wouldn't actually be proximate, but And this one here is a 4 to 3. So that's not quite 2 to 1. But then once you add in like these guys coming in, 1, 2, then there's more than enough. So it's just a condition to activate them anyway. We're not doing anything yet. But I think one of these guys is also out of contact as well. So that triggers enough for us to activate the core. So for us to draw 3 allied action cards. So here we go. Okay, so that's dated the 28th, we are the 26th, so it's still in play. Only one offensive one, so major offensive, open supply line, and then pull back. So, major offensive, interesting. Okay, let's have a look. No, I don't think anything's going to happen with this major offensive up here. I thought maybe at first this is selector number 1, but this is a stack of 9 strength. Well, in fact it's 10 because it's in an IP as well. This is only a strength of 3, but nobody can, you know, this guy can't help him. It's 3 for him to move into there, and then it'd be another 3 to go into the woods. And these guys to come down, they've got the river. It's just the position of them. It's not great for them to make these moves. And again, once we consider these guys up here, this is, oh, is this not 11 or, yeah, it's already looked at that. That's 11 strength. Okay, this is only 2 strength in there, but they can't get in there. That's 3, well actually no, 2, because it gets +1 for the IP and then -1 for the clear hex. So no, I don't think any of them can do that. And I think down here it's just the same. What unit would be looking at first? Unit 8. What is this guy now? He's a 3. He's out of supply, but then he's in a town in the forest. So I think that's going to give him, make him situationally a 4. Yeah, there's nothing doing. And then this guy's across the river. Yeah, it's just maybe not the right core to be doing this, and the positions that they're in at the moment. I don't think allows them to do anything like this major offensive type thing. Yeah, I can't see that happening. I'm going to call it on that. I think it's just the positioning of the units actually. Rivers in the way, and they're all in a zone of control of German units, so moving away is expensive movement wise. So okay, open supply line. Yeah, I think we might be getting lucky here as well. I don't think there's going to be a lot happening. Unit proximate attempt to hit, so I've occupied by it. I don't think there's supply issues, is there? Yeah, there's no units that are unable to trade supply. And nothing that could go and rescue some. That would have been a point where, zoom out just a little bit, if I had moved that unit, one of the units into there, surrounding this guy, then this guy could have maybe come out and in to enable that guy to trade supply. So that's what this sort of card tries to do. But this, yeah, there was no issues regarding that. All the units can true supply, so nothing there either. And pull back. A unit stack in a hex less than 5, able to move and out of communication or in danger of surround. I don't think so. No, there's no 5th Corps units that are in danger of surround. Obviously this guy we talked about is in danger, but he's not a 5th Corps unit, so. And the other guys, no, there's nothing threatening to get in behind. This guy moved to here. I mean, he can come in here, but there's no danger of surround there. Yeah. So there you go, and I'm pretty sure that's how that happens. So that means nothing's happening at all. But I think that's just tough luck for the Allies, because we did draw the 3 cards. So I think that is that. Yeah, I suppose there was just a little bit doubt in my mind about the fact that they'd done nothing. Should you then go back to the card, and there was a possibility of one more, the event artillery barrage, but I'm 99% sure we don't do that, because we've drawn the cards, and I wouldn't think that you drew the cards, done nothing, and then went back to that. Yeah, I thought there must have been a bit that said, I'm in 10.2, but it's the very last paragraph of 10.2, which is the completion. When all 3 cards have been checked, or all activated units have performed an action, activation is over. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's right. They've had a shot, and I know we usually end up at least putting an IP on a unit or whatever, but that wasn't the case, so yeah, okay. Good with that, I think. Right, I might take a wee pause there, just to split this video. I might still have time for one more impulso, but I'll cut the video here just now, guys, okay? Cheers. Hi all. Right, I've encountered another error. Just looking back over the videos, I've actually was just about to upload part 4, I think it is. So whether I can do this and add it on to that one just before, I might be able to do that. The major problem having the few errors, well, I suppose there has been quite a few, but most of the errors that were that I was able to reverse, I was able to reverse them properly by going back. Now there was one, I think, near the beginning, which I never mentioned to you, which I had to redo again. I meant I had to redo the whole video that I was on, and it was a lot of work to like go over it again. And you know, although I'm enjoying to see how this finishes, and I'm going to take it to the finish, we could do with getting it finished. So I think if it was to rewind all the stuff that I've just done, it's going to be too much. And some of the results I've seen, I would hate to see them go in different ways, not just from my point of view, but from an allied point of view too. So there has been a few things that have happened. So what I can do though is there's nothing happened with the situation that I'm going to discuss with the error is. I mean, maybe some of you had spotted it at the time. On saying that, depends where I put this video. So if I put it in before the error, then no, it'd be better to sort of have the error, and I'll try and split it in between something. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought there. Yeah, there's nothing, I can do this as a combat that I've missed, so I could do the combat. The problem is that some cards have been drawn, some chits have been drawn, and I can't really go back and reverse them. I think I was able to do that a couple of times with a couple of errors that I've done. I caught them just in time, but I can't go and do that. If I'm going to do that, I need to rewind everything. I don't want to do that, So what it means is I'm going to be drawing, if there's any combat tactics to be drawn, any cards to be drawn, they're just going to have to be drawn from the position I'm in at the moment. Same with combat chats. So that does leave a bit of a sour taste in my mouth, but it's either that or I rewind quite a lot, and that gives me more of a sour taste in my mouth to think about having to do that. So I'm afraid you're just going to have to bear with this one, and yeah, can only apologise for missing it again. It does just show you there's so many things in this game. And a lot of these games I know, but you can. I'd be impressed if I watched anybody play this game, even Mr. Butterfield himself, and go through a whole session of this fault-free. I'd be very, very surprised, I think, even if he could do it. There's a challenge for you, Mr. Butterfield. Okay, so, well, the situation was this, so hopefully I'm going to put it in just after the error. Yeah, okay. We've got the situation, we've activated 5th core, and this is the first, I think this was the first card, or was it actually? Give me a sec. Yeah, so it was the first card, and well, I'm going to have to show you the bit first anyway, and then put this bit in. Well, you'll see what happened, and there's the big picture of the whole core. Basically, nothing happened. They drew 3 cards, and nothing happened. And I was a bit starting to doubt myself about, should this be that nothing should happen whatsoever, because they actually drew the 3 cards. They were activated. There was no deploy reserves, no expedite. There was no replacement points, so we activated them. And the 3 cards done absolutely nothing, and they also weren't able to build an IP. So it was a bit strange. But looking back in the video, and I actually had to look back and notice it not on the first video I'd done, but it was on the next one. That's why I have moved on quite a bit, and it would take a lot to rewind. And basically, I'd only be rewinding to get the card draws properly and the chip pools, so it's not maybe too big a deal because nothing else has happened up here in the area concerned. Anyway, right, let's get on with it. So 5 core. So the bit that I missed was, it's actually this unit here, so it wouldn't have been the first one. This is selector number 1, but selector number 2 here, he's adjacent to 3 strength with the German units, and I'm pretty sure some of you would have spotted this. It was a daft one to miss, really. It's just when you're looking at everything else, and sometimes you get a bit casual, and I think I did get a bit casual, but because I was looking at these units trying to join up, and because the situation is strength of unit stack and other active units greater than 2 times proximate German unit stack. So this is 3. Situationally, this is 3. This is 4. But this guy can't come and help, and he can't come and help him to like fight anything. These are too far away. These ones can't come across the river, and yes, Grant, no, they can't come across the river, but what they can do is move 2 points into there, 2 movement points, break in zone of control, and 1 movement point back into there, and then there's 2 of them, and they're 6 strength. They can be attacking across this river, supporting this 4 strength, so it'll be 4 plus half of the 6 is 3, which is 7, against 3, which is greater than 2 times. And I totally missed it. I was looking at the river saying, yeah, they can't get across. I don't know why I had to think that they had to get across into this hex. All they need to do is get into that hex. So I'm not going to mess about. This is what we're going to do. Now, the IP will stay there, won't it? Because it's strength of unit stack and other active units. So it doesn't bring that guy with them. The other active units, although they're in a stack, they're just moving by themselves, right? I'm pretty sure he's going to keep his IP then, really. So they would move 2 movement points into there, their infantry units, and then 1 more back into there to attack here. Well, basically after this guy had attacked. Well, sorry, that was satisfying the situation. So then we would move on to all active units, proximate to strongest qualifying. Move to target and attack. So that's what we've done. And yeah, I just missed it all together. A silly one, really. But again, I looked at all these, because when these move out of zone of control, it's 2 into there and then try to come back into there. And I think it was, the situation was all like that everywhere. And then I seen the river and I said, well, these guys can only move 1 to there and they can't get across the river. But I just missed that move altogether. So it's annoying, but okay, so all I can do is we'll do this battle like this, and sorry, that's it. Done there. And just go with the cards that are sitting at the moment. I mean, okay, it's not the exact things that would have happened, but that's the best I can do. It's either that or I just ignore the fact that the units could have done that, but I don't want to do that. You know, they have a chance of attacking that unit, the 2 units there, so. And like I said, and this, I don't think it'll interfere with anything further on, although, actually, it might, when I think about it now. It might depend on what happens in the combat. We'll do this anyway. I've got to do that. I can't just skip this bit, because this is too important to, you know. I would hate to think, right, I've got to the end and I've got that win, but I forgot these allied units could have had an attack at me that might have, you know, there is a possibility here they defeat this, and I mean, okay, you can't really see Verve under threat, but you never know, they could get in behind, move it into low supply, then out of supply, then isolated. I don't know if there's enough days left for that, mind you, but anyway, I want to do it. So, okay, so we're, right, other proximate units in same, oh, this is the same army, isn't it? Oh. Oh, crap. Okay. Oh dear. Right, which means that, well, although this unit can't go and help, these certainly could. This guy possibly could. And there's even a chance that this, maybe not, could, but they're all from the same army. Right, I didn't read into what was happening. Would have to be the major offensive card, wouldn't it? Okay, well, all I can do is go through this, and I'll just need to look at the next. I don't want to tell you what happens next. What I'll do is hopefully squeeze this bit in just after the bit that I didn't do anything with these guys, and then you can see the next bit, and then if there is anything I will cut that in afterwards. Oh, this might end up being, yeah, there is a chance that it might have been better maybe just wrapping it, rewinding it right back to this bit. Okay, right. Let's plod on. Right, other proximate units in the same army reinforce. So, this is a selector number 1. We know he can't get there. He can't go because it's 3 for him to move into there, and it's 3 to move back in, or 3 to move back in there. So he's not got enough movement. This is selector number 3. Now he's in a town. Now remember, they're not caring about the preserving the line as well. They're caring about protect VP hex, but none of these guys are in VP hex. So can this guy reach maybe 1, 2 across the river? No, he can't, can he? 3, 4. Yeah, so he can't reach, but these infantry certainly can. So in order, we've got 11, 12 and 13. So 11, okay, so it's moving adjacent. So he's wanting to go empty. Let's get 10.63 out of here. Empty hex, most movement points, least units. So I certainly can't get around the back there, so but this first unit can get into here. So 1, 2 into here. And then unit selector number 12, so there's no empty hexes, so it's most movement points, so it's 1, 2 or 1, 2. Yeah, because can't go over there, yeah. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and then least units. Then it drops to its westernmost, doesn't it? That's the sort of the wee errata clarification. So he would go in there, and then this unit would go back in there because that's the least amount of units, and same movement points, and then least amount of units. Yes, okay. And then the guy up top here, would he do? I think he would. There's nothing to say that he wouldn't move. He's bracketed, but other proximate units in same army reinforce. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see why not. All he's got to do is protect a VP hex, which he's not in. So he's going to move 1, 2 again, breaking zone of control, and the move that I missed, and do the same. Yeah, okay. Just try to think if this happens, if it is going to have a knock-on effect. I think it is possible. Okay. We can only put this in place and then see. So approximately, and then all out of contact units in same core redeploy to attack. Well, we had already decided that nothing was. Well, these aren't out of contact anyway. Sorry, it's maybe off camera, but they're not. There's no out of contact units in the 5th Corps. So if greater than or equal to 5 steps, which it is, they're going to break off at A2, otherwise A1. So breaking off at A2. Now, okay, I'm going to draw a card for them. They've got air power and tank battalion. I'm going to draw another card. Right, they've got another air power, okay? So, well, actually, I'll just leave it there now, just in case I forget, because there's a few things to work out and discuss. Okay, so what are the odds here? 3, 6, 8. You know what? I'll put that guy on top just to remind me. That's 8. no, hang on. Some of this coming across the river, right? These aren't coming across the river. So let's do them for 7 and another 6. So 13 coming straight in, and then it was 8 half to 4. 13 coming straight in, and then 4. 17, eh? 13 and 4. 17. Yeah. So 17 to 3. But hang on. Damn it. 17 to 3. We've got tank battalion as well, so it's 18 to 3. Oh, great. So that's knocked it up to 6 to 1, isn't it? Would have been 5 to 1, but. So 6 to 1 odds. Yeah, and then chip pools are 1, 2, not 1 for the bracketed unit, 3, 4, 5, 6, so there's no elites. So 6 for the 6 units, and then 7, 8, 9. So 9 chip pools, and I can take the air power away now. That was just to get that for the chip pool. So 9 chip pools, 6 to 1 odds. Right, so this is a position I'm kind of stuck at, like cards on hand. And I think I would have to say if I did have an option, then I wouldn't be able to use it. But so we're not playing any card, right? Because that would be a bit like, yeah. So that's my fault. The mistake I made means I can't play a card, shall we say. Okay. Well, that's us then, isn't it? And it's a minimum of 3 chip pools, and we're only infantry, aren't we? And a broken hex. Doesn't look good. Yeah, okay, so minimum 3. So, right, I'll get the 3. Okay, there's the 3. There's no artillery played, so it's in the broken hex. So an A1, D1 there, and then only attacker combined arms. Yeah. So D2. So he needs 5 to eliminate us. Is that right? There's 3 steps, and then 2. Yeah, because we can go 1, 2, retreat. Yeah, so he needs D5, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Because I don't take a step loss when I retreat, yeah. Okay, so he's going to draw them individually now. Oh, and just to say, he's got an A1 hat, so but he's breaking at A2, so if we were to get another A1, that would be good, but finding that could be tricky. What about an A-1? Oh dear, that hurts. So D4. Yeah, but it is definitely D5 he needs, so he's going to keep drawing. Okay, he's going to stop drawing now. Oh, how many times have we seen that G2 allied air power? There must be a few of them. Mind you, there was a lot of chits out the cup, and we got that blue one. I think it was the second chit I drew, right enough, but so I would have shuffled a lot of them back, and well, there we go. Well, I'm glad I didn't miss this, because that could be pretty important, because day 2 units, now we are yeah. Okay, so and no hits to him. He managed to cancel his hit as well, so no hits on himself. So we just need to have a look about advance after combat. And he did have one. There was one mechanised unit in the battle. That'll no doubt be the first one to look at, actually. Yeah, it will be. They're all infantry. Yeah. It's just he could advance to. Oh, I don't think he's going to be able to anyway, is he? because of where we are. Right, but we check for advance on him first, and it's other route actually. It's not the best for him, so get this. I'll just roll these off camera anyway. Other route is a 1 to 3. Yeah. So this is for the armoured unit there. The rolls a 7, so he's not budging. What was underneath him? So we've got unit 12, 13, and 11. That's other route as well. So 11, 12, and 13. Well, hang on, what numbers are these? It's 10 and 12. So 10 would be first. He's going secondary arrow. So a 1 to 8, unit 10 will advance. Yeah, he rolls a 6, so he does. And then we've got 11. Well, that's other into an already advanced, so that's a no. Then there's 2 12s here. No, there's no 2 12s, Grant. Oh, well, there's a 12 there. Ooh, messy. Well, you check the lowest core first. So I check this one first. Mind you, this one's not going to move because this is the other route. So it's just the 5th core unit there. Unit number, is it 60? Is that right at the top? My eyes aren't good. So he's going secondary with 1 already advanced. So he will on a 1 to 4. Maybe it's a 3, so yes, he is going. He is going beside his buddy. And then yeah, well, that's 2 already advanced, so nothing else is advancing. That was bracketed anyway as well. So that is that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it just remains to be seen about if it's going to have a knock-on effect, but that's the best I can do to fix it, guys. But I'm glad that I caught it because, you know, I wouldn't like to have missed something like that. That was a big combat for the Allies. Knocked 2 units out. Not quite created a gap, but sort of starting to isolate the units in Verviers, but we've got a strong force there, so. Okay, I'm going to tidy this up. I'm going to hopefully slot that into a place that's relevant. And then I'm going to look at the next part to see if it has, and my fingers crossed it doesn't have any knock-on effect. Okay guys, cheers. Hi all. I should have just added this on to the end, and I should have checked and then added this on to the end, but I'll put it on to the end of the wee bit that I've just done. Right, 2 reasons for coming back. One, I must have had my focus set on something, and that whole part was all blurry. I think most of it was a bit blurry. It was all out of focus. I don't want to go and do it all again, so hopefully you can cope with that. The other thing was I looked into the next Allied impulse, and it was involving this area, but I've had a look. Don't want to give too much away because you won't have seen it yet, but I've had a look, and I believe it doesn't affect anything that I've changed here. Now, when you watch that next part, some of these units are going to be in different positions, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, I'll add a comment to the video, but that's all I can really do. All I can say is that none of these units that I've moved will not be affected, so they wouldn't have been involved in anything that happened in the next Allied impulse. And then what I've recorded after that is one more German impulse, I think, and then we were waiting to then go on to the second last Allied Impulse, I think it was. So I'm at that bit where that's what I was hoping to come and do now, and then I spotted this error. So yeah, so apologies for all that, and we'll get things right by the end of the day, hopefully. So the next one record, I'll make some mention about it. Yeah. Okay. Cheers.